Hmm. Oh boy, I was what can I say, a little reluctant to start this because um what happened on Friday was that I went to sleep comparatively early to when I normally do, and it gave me a little bit more energy than I would have, just like on if I decided, for example, to stay up all day throughout Friday and then up until 3 or 4 in the morning on Saturday. And because of that, I didn't feel as inclined to be tired as I was with the other day, but I just I just couldn't bring myself to, I guess, try that again. I did sleep during the afternoon of yesterday, so I don't think I'll be as tired. But I have something to make sure we can get through and perform to our usual capabilities. Dio, what is it with you? Where like I've noticed that sometimes you'll show up and I'll see you, and it always happens. I'll wave at you. I'll give you a greeting. I'll say hello. I'll conduct myself in this extremely polite manner, and then you go and abandon me to watch some of those e-girls that you love so much, and it drives me nuts. I mean, it's like, what more do I have to do to get you to want to watch me? I don't understand. Do I have to have some woman with a large chest appear on the side of me to entice your viewing? It's just so interesting how you keep doing this. Like I see you in the chat, I say hello to you, and then you disappear. You make these nice 20 to 30-second cameos and then you're gone. I don't understand it. Have I done something wrong? Am I not entertaining enough for you? I mean, this is really perplexing. I'd love to know what in what ways am I not performing to your satisfaction? Please inform me. I would be the first one to express some interest in hearing this. Now, let me crack this open. Um, no, my battery dies a lot. Well, how come you won't charge your phone? Oh, let me guess. When you're watching some of these other people, you'll charge it for them. But when I'm streaming, when I'm doing my thing, you won't charge it for me. I see. I see. I understand. I'm just second fiddle. I see how it is. Yeah, I really the more I think about it, I'm kind of frustrated because I know that jobs only tell people 2 weeks in advance of what their schedule will be, but I'm actually really just I guess it's like this. This is the most amount of days I've had of no work since I started working at that place. And I absolutely despise the idea that I finally get what is tantamount to a mini vacation, like a whole week of no work. And man, I wish I knew this in advance. I wish I didn't have to keep paying all that stuff on that on the damn house because I would have been the first one to book a ticket to go to Texas or some other place that I've been trying to visit. I am sorry about your battery. I wish you would treat it better. Yeah, I was talking to this person from Australia, and they were relating how they were trying to get something to eat, but everything was so expensive, and I couldn't help but ask him, "You sure you're not in the U.S.?" I mean, I mentioned before that like I go to this one of these fast food places, and it's like $15 just for a burger and some fries, and it would have been even more if I bought a drink too. Um, I went to McDonald's yesterday. I got a fillet of fish. This is something I've ordered for a long time. I haven't ordered in recent years, like some I ordered, just it's something that's been on their menu for a lot for many, many years, right? I order that thing. I see this burger. It's like this big. Oh man. And that's really the part that I just get so frustrated about. It just seems like you don't really get any bang for your buck. Like I've gone to Carl's Jr. and ordered stuff, and I'm just like noticing more and more that the prices go up and the sizes go down. They call it shrinkflation. That's exactly what we're seeing. I was looking at Taco Bell like 10 years ago. They had 89 cents burritos. Oh, I remember. Mhm. Trust me, I recall very vividly. Um, I think the place I probably would get the best amount, like if you're talking about stuff that would like fill me for 2 days or for like at least um, you know, maybe somewhere like Wiener Schnitzel where I know I can eat the chili cheese fries and that's like almost $10, but that usually gets me for a solid like 7, 8 hours or even longer. And if I got like the cheese, I know they sell cheeseburgers where it's like 1 for 4. I could probably get 2 of those and have that last for the next day as well. Where you eat one for like I don't know, lunch and then one for dinner, and then that fills you up, or somewhere in between. But yeah, Saturday was pretty crazy. Like I said in the video, I was driving, just running errands, the usual routine. And I get back to the place, and one of the guys is like, "Oh, the president got shot." And I was like, "Huh?" Because it just sounded so incredulous. And then he mentioned that well, this person wrote something, but he mentioned that like, yo, you could like blood coming out of him or whatever. And I was like, what in the world? Uh, and that's when I went inside of here. I looked on the computer because Forbes is a channel I'm subscribed to, and they were playing the Trump's rally in Pennsylvania, and that was when I saw the footage. And I'm telling you, it had to have been like I'm gonna try if I were to like estimate the time, it had to have been like within 10 minutes of it happening because it was before I got the alert on my phone about it. It was before I saw a lot of news articles about it. Like I saw people streaming. I saw David Pakman streaming. I know Secular talked in the video about it. I think TYT had some video, but for the most part, I just caught it like on the back end, like a short time after it happened is when I came back, and that was when it started getting referenced and mentioned and brought up. And I didn't want to do a video immediately because I wanted some more information to come out. I wanted to grab, Trump's different sidekicks and stick them in a video. MTG and Lake and, Noam over there with her crocodile tears. It fights for our kids. Oh man, that was awful. When I saw that video on Twitter, I was like, yeah, I have to include this. No, I would still be very interested in visiting Pennsylvania. I mean, you know, I'm not going to blame a whole state for one crazy person. Yeah, I think like I've so far Texas is the state I want to go to the most of any of them, but if I were able to go to that one and then be able to go to another one, it would probably be either New York or hmm, probably another one in the South, like you know South Carolina. Oh, and when I was in Atlanta, I did think about driving to SC, but I didn't feel like literally touring through 3 states in the span of like 5 or 6 days. I just thought it was too much. And then watching the way people were acting is really sad. Yeah, someone's writing out what happened to them. I'm trying to see. It's always, I guess, what I get a little annoyed by is that when someone writes a lot of stuff and I can't respond to every piece of it. You know. And for a quick update of everyone's favorite accusatory, very strange, very bizarre character. Um, I saw her online. You know, just this is what she does. Like it's always around like the early morning hours, like 2 a.m., 4 a.m., 6 a.m. that she starts popping up. So what I did is I wrote her a poem. I said, you know what? This isn't going to be like the other one where I was all surprised and this broad's already blowing up our good exchange, right? Just tore it to shreds with her paranoid nonsense. So I don't even care if she does, unfriends me, blocks me, whatever. It doesn't matter anymore. You want to sit there and accuse somebody of something they didn't do, and no matter how much evidence they show that I'm not this person, you're still going to say it. So you know what? Let them get mad. I don't care. People always want to just control somebody else. Um, but yeah, Saturday was really crazy. I thought it was just going to be another whatever type day I did. I liked my stream I did, right? I know that sounds conceited to admit I like something I made myself, but I thought it would just be another regular old day in the lovely campaign year, and I really didn't see the shooting coming. I truly did not. I thought I said this in the video. I guess, just got used to this idea that Secret Service was top notch, that they were always on task, that they were always, just ahead of like the curve. They knew when to, if someone was coming, they knew to safeguard an area. But it turns out that is not the case, and it's really scary that no matter how much technology advances, no matter how many strategies are drawn out, you're always going to be prone to human error, and that's exactly what happened on Saturday. And I made sure when I did the video to invoke the Reagan's the attempt on Reagan's life by Hinckley Jr. and then the I didn't get to mention the George Wallace shooting from '72, the one that left him permanently paralyzed for the rest of his life. But I wanted to bring up some other ones because you got to think about that. It's been 40 years since a former or sitting president was injured in an assassination attempt. And that's really a testament to how good the Secret Service has been, because there have been plenty of attempts and threats made towards these people, in many cases during their tenure and certainly after as well. And there's something incredible about how Trump has always had this low approval rating. He is an extremely polarizing figure in the United States, and in spite of all that division, all the hatred, all the stuff, 9 years. of just being disliked by half the country. It wasn't until a little bit over a day ago that someone did what they did, or was able to successfully land a blow on him. Uh, and like I said, the stuff on Twitter, like I've really become accustomed to the fact that when people are online, they feel like they can just say anything, they can just write whatever they want, they can just type whatever they like. But the stuff that people were writing about Trump and the shooting genuinely made me sick to my stomach, because it's one thing to not like the man. It's one thing to not want him to win in November, whatever. All that stuff is in many cases indicative of me. I certainly am not his fan. But when you despise someone so much that you're like openly, like people think stuff, whatever, but like you're openly bragging, or rather lamenting that it wasn't successful. Just it's gross. And that's what I said. People just have no common cause, no desire to really just have any kind of like attempt at decency or nothing. We really, like, the only difference between the United States and I guess somewhere like whatever third world country you're going to pull up is that we at least have elections, but the people are certainly no more civilized than they would be if we didn't have buildings or running water or anything. I mean, it really is gross. Like, I'm disgusted that just because you don't like someone, you want something violent to happen to them. Deal of mutual respect. Oh, we don't have that over here. The U.S. is so polarized in a big part because of the two-party system, and how I was having this conversation with someone, and they said that they'll mention that like they think Trump is going to win, and they'll talk about like Biden having these mental faculties that are obviously impaired to some degree or another, and there will be left-leaning people who get mad at him and tell him, "Oh, you're helping Trump." It's like, no, you're making an honest assessment of what you see in front of you. It's not your fault if telling the truth upsets someone else or gets them to not want to support. I mean, again, like, the stuff is glaringly obvious. Like, if you look at a poll where it says Trump is leading Biden by 5 points in Arizona, and then you go, well, I think Trump might win Arizona, you're helping him. It's like, no, you're looking at something that is empirical data. Maybe it'll change before November, but you're just making a conclusion based off of what you see. You don't have to agree with it, but goddamn, let's at least be able to acknowledge what we think and why we think it. Mm-mm-mm. This was a really scary weekend, I can tell you that. Because, like I said, the shooter himself is already like scary, bad, whatever. But I don't even like making this comparison, because I would never compare Trump to Lincoln, but there is something to be said about, so like, during the Civil War years, there were a lot of Southerners that looked at Lincoln as a tyrant, as someone that was trying to destroy their way of life, who very much fantasized and dreamed of him being taken out of office via, um, you know, having his life taken away. And unfortunately, there are some right wing people who have made the comparison of like how some left wing people view Trump as this tyrant that's go. And I hate to say it, but when you go and try to get him taken out in the way that they attempted on Saturday, you make him look more sympathetic and make us look even crazier. And it's all around bad. It's a they know how they're it's funny. It's like the people that are nominally on my side are so unlikable. They make me want to like side with the side I'm not even in favor of. It's really crazy. God, it's like I remember all the condemnations about the Unite the Right rally and the violence of these conservatives. And it's like, you guys are doing the exact same stuff, whether you're talking about that baseball shooting back in, what was it, 2017, or, you know, just this, like you're no one to be preaching about any type of, you know, antagonism to violence. You perpetuate it. And if you don't do it yourself, you support it. Look at the stuff you're writing online. But no, Trump's attempted, whatever that was. I don't even like using the term. It does invoke the Reagan assassination attempt because, I mean, it's a president, whether it's current or former, being shot on video, um, and somebody else either getting injured or killed during it. So there's little comparisons you can make of it. It's always surreal to think that Reagan was only president for like a little bit over a month before that happened. Like how just crazy that is. That like I don't know, I just thought how like relatively early into his term that is that happened. It's kind of surreal to think about. God, there's so much stuff to talk about with this. And yeah, some of the right wing responses were kind of getting a little goofy. You had MTG talking about, "You guys made this happen. You guys made this happen." It's like, man, I didn't make anything happen. I never have said, if you don't like a politician, go out and shoot them or do. I've never supported that. The mainstream media. Like I said, I don't carry the water for any of these people. If they do something I think is good, I'll tell you it's good. If they do something I think is bad, I'll tell you it's bad. Um, and man, that image of him with the blood over his face, holding his fist up like this, that's going to be a picture that people are going to look at for a very long time. See, you can already tell this election is going to have some highlight moments. Stuff like that debate performance where Biden didn't even know where he was. Is going to be in there, and of course Saturday. But like, things are really going in directions that I have not foreseen. Like, I thought when Trump and Biden agreed to that debate, it was going to be, maybe not Biden's best showing, but at least he would just come there and, I understand the plights of Americans. Instead, we got a something that really was, you would almost think was like he had been set up or something. It was terrible. And it got a lot of people who weren't saying anything before to say, yeah, get out. I don't want you to stay in the race anymore. Which really shows you the sheer magnitude of how terrible it was, because the thing about these political parties is they're all cultish in their own way. Democrats not as much as Republicans, but still they have their own little like our team crap. So when your team is like, yeah, we don't think you can make it, you have screwed up in some major way. But yeah, I just can't see a scenario where. Oh, I don't know. Hopefully, we can get some more Secret Service protection, some better agents. I mean, something because if you really have to live in a country where if enough people don't like you, you can just go somewhere and have someone start firing at and like just no regard if they hit random innocent people. It's not that makes the U.S. not somewhere that's worth living in. If that's something that we can just have happen and repeatedly and over again. Like I said, I remember when I went to one of Bernie's events and they scanned me with a one of those like metal detectors. So I don't know how the hell that guy was able to get around with that weapon, but it's uh it's really scary that he did. Man, I tell you. I don't know. It's hard just being an American sometimes. Like you deal with there's a lot of stuff that let me see. That's Brazil or Mexico. I don't want to live there. I'm saying it's hard sometimes to be an American. Like people will say I'm unpatriotic for making, like just admitting that. But it's like when you go through the daily rigors of like stuff being overpriced and the like just crimes sprinkled around the area, the daily mass shootings. These are all things that you just have to deal with in being over here. But man, when you're like, could you imagine you turn on the TV, you're watching somebody give a speech, and then all of a sudden bullets are flying everywhere. People are screaming and rightfully so in panic. And look, Dio, let's not play any games. You say you don't want to live in the U.S., but if I gave you a ticket to go live in Georgia in the district of your favorite Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, you'd be the first one to jump on that plane. Let's not even play any games. If you got to be around your hero, your icon, I mean, come on, let's not have any gags. I made sure to put her in that video. I said, we have to have our his biggest sycophant. I want no, I want to live in the. Oh, okay, okay. I misread you. I thought you said that you were talking about Brazil or Mexico. Okay, yeah, I wouldn't. I'd rather not go over there either. I remember one time somebody asked me what state would I live in if it wasn't California. I said, hmm, probably. It's a real hard one to think about. Somewhere like Nevada or Arizona is closer, right? Like it's not like I'm that far away, but if I can pick anyone I want, uh, it still is pretty hard to answer. I think it would be because there's just so many different things I like about the various states. It might be Illinois, it might be New York. I feel like it probably would be another one of the larger ones. Oh yes, this rooster is back, making some noise. I'm so sick of that thing. Like the whole point of these roosters is that they're supposed to wake you up, for like in the morning or whatever. This thing will go off at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m. Like it's dumb. Oh man, really sick of it. No, I was gonna say another thing I thought was interesting in terms of having a conversation is just how much stuff that people buy and they don't even use. Like I'm of the belief, and I've had this conversation before. I said I personally think that. So I was having this conversation with someone about like gun control and some proposal that was stated of like limiting people to just having one gun per household. And I said I fully am malleable or in support of the idea of people having a minimum of two because like with my house keys, for example, sometimes I might lose one, but then I have a backup and wherever you may keep it. Or if I have a pair of headphones, sometimes I have one and then I lose that one, but I have another pair. So I was saying that for me, I would be fully in support of at least two. Like at least you can have you know a backup one in case something happens to the first one. Maybe you leave it in your car and overnight and somebody breaks in and you have to use the other one. I was complaining about how it seems as if a lot of these like gun fanatics have and I've said this before, they have a lot of guns. Like there was a guy I used to watch who made a video where he showed he had a whole damn arsenal. He had like 15, 20, and it was different guns and like all these different shapes and sizes. And I just thought to myself, why does one person need multiple guns? Like I didn't understand that. Again, if it was two, maybe three, but like even that's kind of pushing it. I get it a little bit, but when it starts hitting double digits and it's just you by yourself owning all of these guns, I think it's ridiculous. That's my opinion. Um, but not to go on a tangent, I was just saying that like for me, I always think having two or three of something is better than just having one of it. Like for me with headphones, the same problems tend to happen where if it's like the earpiece, the ear pods, a lot of times the little like piece will come out of my ear or maybe a splash with water because I mentioned I wash a lot of stuff, so like it might get hit by the water. Um, I got these headphones. Yes, I like the sound quality so far. I haven't really used them that much, but it's just I would make sure that I'd have at least these and probably another pair of it could be the same ones, it could be some other ones. Again, just to make sure that I always have a set. So if one of them breaks, you can use the other one, and that'll suffice for however many weeks or months, depending on how what the durability of this stuff it can be. And I know many times I've been irritated by like you get some Beats, for example, you spend $200 on these damn things, and then after like 5, 6, 7 months, they just stop working or they tear here or the cord rips. Just stupid stuff. Like I just and again, I'm not going to pretend the sound quality is as good on something you get off of for like $20 or whatever. But if they're going to all last about the same amount of time, I'd rather spend 20 than 200 because when the $200 headphones break, I'm looking at my account and being like, God damn, just you pay a fifth of $1,000 for something like this and it doesn't last that long. Headphones that cost that much should last like 5 or even 10 years. But some of these things, you get them out the box and they're done in like, and you don't even have to. And my thing is, because I always assert that when I have stuff that I know is like, delicate, right? I always handle it with kid gloves in the sense that I take it and I try to, make sure that it's not used in any way where what's way of putting it? It would be like, you know, put up to rip up or whatever. I make sure I keep it somewhere that it's not going to be in danger of just constantly being sat on or stepped on or whatever. And this stuff really does just break by itself. Like it's almost designed to just be as crappy in terms of durability. And of course, we know the real reason for that is because these companies want people to keep buying this stuff over and over, right? Like they don't, if they made a pair of headphones that lasted 5 or 10 years, they'd have less sales. So they have to make stuff as cheap and as crappy as possible. But it's a scary thought that like you go and spend $200 on something and then it's like done and gone after like, just not even a year. Yeah, when they break, they can go up in price because of inflation. Exactly. I'm done paying $200 for headphones. That's over. Hell, if I abstain from buying 3 Beats headphones, that's already like I can get a new computer, a new PC. Doesn't make any damn sense. Oh, oh damn. No, inflation has made everything increase. I mean, like I said, I go to some of these places and they are charging amounts of money for stuff that I just find absolutely insane. Mm. And I got these pencils on. What day would that last work? Yeah, Thursday, and I still haven't taken them out of the damn package. And they come with a sharpener, so I don't have to go and buy a sharpener. I can just sharpen them with the sharpener they come with, which is very convenient for me because I have had so many problems in the past with these sharpeners where you go and buy one of those like mechanical ones. You put that thing in, it goes. Zzz, it's good for like maybe 2 months, 3 months, and then after that, it just doesn't work anymore. And you'll think it works because you'll stick the pencil in there and you'll hear, zzz, but then when you pull it out, it still isn't sharpened. That's why I said with a lot of stuff, I just test durability. Like again, you buy some headphones, they sound really nice, right? But after about half a year, 6, 7, 8 months, just crap. I'm not kidding. I've been surprised by just how cheaply made some of this expensive stuff is. It's incredible. Like I could totally see if I was some little kid that just takes stuff and throws it to the ground, right? Just smacks up against the floor. But damn, you can have stuff where you treat it as gently as possible and it'll still just rip on you. And I'm really tired of that. I was gonna say I think I finally retired from getting Starbucks. I just had the epiphany. I said, I might like some of their stuff, but is their large drink really worth $6? Really? I don't think so. Truth be speaking, the next time I go to let me see, where's Wiener Schnitzel? Next time I go over there, I'll probably get some chili cheese fries, and then on top of that, maybe because I'm planning on being next to one later today. But yeah, I'll probably get that, and then most likely some like a one or two of those like cheeseburgers that they had. But yeah, I've been noticing more and more just how much stuff you'll just have and never get around to using. Like I have a lot of books that I have never even read. Like I have some stuff I read a little bit of it because with me, I tend to get focused on one and just go through that and then come back to whichever other ones I have. But I have really slowed down in terms of getting them. You see, they make it cheap, so you have to buy another one too. It's so greedy. It's like Thomas Edison's light bulb. Well, you know what? Light bulbs. All I'll say is that I don't find them to be as lacking in durability. Like I've seen people buy light bulbs that last a whole year. Some of these headphones, you buy them, and after just again 4, 5, 6 months, they're gone. Like they're done. It reminds me I had those used tires I got from this tire place, and I remember one of them can't like just one. I got like a flat tire, right? And they put a new one on there. I was like, okay, good, I'm safe. It wasn't even 2 weeks later, another one got flat. Not the same one, but it's just like, damn, that's already like $80. That's one of the reasons why I just gave up on that thing over there because I was like, you have to keep paying all this stuff, and you have to pay 300 to this other person too. Are they out of their mind? But of course, they don't see it that way. They think you're just supposed to, have magic money. It's really crazy. Oh, I'm not kidding. On Discord, some of these people sit in VCs all day long. Two people have the same avatar. That's weird. Some of the stuff I notice on here can get kind of weird. It's funny when you're just like observing something and you're like, what's occurred since I left? Like, oh, somebody stole another person's avatar and made it the same picture as theirs. Interesting. Oh, that stupid thing is still going off. And of course, I love this notebook that I still haven't written anything in after having it for I don't know how many months. I think since last September. It's a good notebook too. Got the spiral thing going, and you have a little what do you call it? The little piece on the side to close it up with. It's really good. I just again, it's hard to I don't know. It's just hard for me to like sit down because I'm so used to just write like typing stuff on a screen somewhere that to actually like physically sit down and write out notes just not as easy for me. His original design for the light bulb was perpetually changed so they could break and they'd have to be replaced. Ah, I see. Mm. Learn something new every day. I'm serious. Like in abstract, I like owning certain things. Like it's nice to have the option to write something down on a piece of paper. It's nice to have the option to like instead of having a little stupid earpods that just fall out of your ear every 10 seconds. It's nice to have the option to you know put these on. But the reality is, it's just it's just not as easy. Like I guess it's just a lot of this stuff. You'd be surprised how little of it you actually use. I'm telling you, man, it's like props. You just They just exist in an abstract, but you don't actually like sit there and use any of it. It just sits there for the sake of being owned by you. Because the thing about headphones is you're supposed to use them if you're around people, but like ever since being over here, I don't have anyone here, so it's not as pressing of a matter for me. I'm so sick of that. Can't stand that rooster. I have the window closed too, so I know it's loud. But whatever. That thing is so annoying. It just goes off, and it'll do this thing where it just goes and goes and goes. The only other animals I've been hearing are these cats, where there was some group of them outside. I don't know where they were. I just heard them, and like one of them just kept going meow, 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 meow. They have so many of them. I just hope I don't see the one that looked all nasty. Oh yeah, especially when groups of them are together. I told you that I go outside sometimes. I see 10 of them lined up, sitting on these people's porch. And it's so weird because it's like you guys love cats so much. You let them sit in front of your house all damn night, but then you don't let them in. You don't feed them. It's a weird, man. They make horrible noises when they're. I mean, look, I wouldn't know because I haven't. I've never owned a cat, and I've never seen them do that. So I guess I'll just take your word for it. Mm. I'm not some cat expert. I have always owned dogs. So I mean, it's possible that they're like that, but I don't know for sure. I said before, I always liked the aesthetic of cats, like just the whole, these like clawed creatures that are kind of like sneaky and um, in a lot of cases I find to be more, I guess, how do I explain it? Like dogs are I guess known for being more what's a way of putting it, like more outgoing. People they say dog is a man's best friend, and like for me, the problem with dogs is just the attachments I've had to various ones where especially the one I had for several years that ran away into where I just don't feel that like what's the way of putting it? You're not like openly hostile to them, but I just I don't want to bring myself to getting attached to another one of them ever again for that reason. Um, but with cats, I've never had one that I've owned, so there's always like this curiosity on my part, like, hey, will this one let me pet it? Will this one let me, pick it up? One of the things I've always enjoyed about the cats over here is if you get one of them to let you pet them, the other ones start swirling around. They're like they're like moths to a flame. You catch one, the rest show up. Male cats have barbed, and you know. I think I mentioned before that I've started noticing a trend where I'll be like, let's say, getting home late at night, and I'll just look down the street, or maybe I'll just like arrive somewhere at night. Sometimes it's in the afternoon too, and I'll see an animal, usually a cat, and they'll be walking. It'll be like by itself, just cruising from one side of the street to the other. And the whole time I'll sit there perplexed because I'm like, why the you know what are you doing basically? Like what why are you in the middle of the street? I'm not kidding. Like I know a lot of people think animals are like geniuses and they know how to avoid stuff, but I've seen more dead cats than pretty much any other animal. They'll like it, and it's really sad too because these aren't just stray things that don't have any owners. Many of them will sneak out of their owner's house and just kind of like prowl the streets at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, and then there will be some driver that in many cases can't even see the damn thing that'll just right into it, and then the animal will be left there, on the like right in the middle of the street or some other place where it's highly visible. It's really bad. Dogs are very social. Cats are kind of antisocial. Oh yeah, there's a lot of dogs I don't own that they let me pet them and hold them, and I like a baby. You put it, to where like its head is right, like leaning up like that, right against your shoulder, and then you give it a little rub. I wish Dio was as social as these dogs. If he was, he'd be on more streams. That should be the name of the stream. It should be Monday Madness guest starring Dio. He appears so uncommonly. Such a rare occurrence to see him pop up. When I saw you, at first I thought it was some troll pretending to be you because it's just so rare to see Dio. He's not a very sociable character. Mm, mm. And now somebody's car is going off. Click this damn thing. I said this can't be the real Dio. Oh yeah, I forgot today is like basically Judgment Day. We're starting the RNC. It's gonna be hard to watch that damn thing with these errands I'm trying to run today. Gotta make sure that we have Dio's heroes picture right for everybody to see. He's like, oh my god, it's President Davis. I really did forget today is the beginning of the RNC. Like that's why I said that shooting really like just kind of turned everything on its head because They're not even talking about the convention anymore, like it's all about what happened on Saturday. Mm. But no, there's a lot of just stuff that I get where um I start wondering, man, should I have gotten this? Do I need this? Sometimes I try to be careful in terms of what I get. I mean, there were these I don't know, some stuff I just like I said, oh, I need a new pillow. I need some new, you know, socks, just things like that where it just like occurs to me, maybe I should have more of this. What's the worst I could have and just having a few more, you know, of these or that or whatever. Well, I don't know. It's just it's hard to like really sit down and just start crunching the numbers. You're like, okay, this costs that, and this is this much, and okay, this also is like that around that price. It's tough to do that. It really is. But no, I'm sure I'll see Dio on the Discord video. He'll be defending his leader like the rest of them. They'll say, what were you doing those po girls?" I'm trying to open this thing up. Oh, what is this? Yeah, I'm just always so afraid of just how much stuff costs and making sure I have enough. And I just hope one day things are better than this. I really do. Because as I've said before, it seems like over the period of the last 20 months, actually, not thinking about it, I'd say over the period of the last hmm, 18, 17 months, that it's just been like a race to the bottom in terms of finances, where it's just you never feel like you can really make any inroads because you're always having to pay for something. Um, and it is unfortunate that we have this predicament that we have. Hopefully, it'll wrap up sooner than later. But I'm not gonna make any promises. What in the world? Damn, somebody. Oh man, they are really trying to get me to make a sequel to that video. Somebody accepted my friend request. Not even 2 hours later, they're talking about you and your horrible friends. Just leave me alone. What in the world? I'm not even kidding. It's becoming like a running gag where, like, as I'm streaming, there's some crazy person on Piscord that's like out for blood or something. That's crazy. I'm telling you, that most blame man of all time nickname I gave myself was pretty accurate. God, every time you think, hey, this person seems kind of nice, maybe I'll bite the bullet and send them a friend request. Why not? It's the worst that could happen. Oh, they show you. They're really saying that it's my fault they got met. Oh my God, man. This is gonna be like a running gag now where like every time I stream, one of them comes and says that like so what's gonna happen is I'll stream and then at the same like concurrent with me streaming, there will be one that's like writing crazy stuff to me. Tell you, these people, they just I'm not even kidding. Like the way that they talk and the way that they write stuff and the way that they act, these are like I really do feel as if because like I've never tried to claim I'm the most mature person in the world. Like I've never said that, but the way that they talk and like reason, it makes me feel like I'm an adult dealing with children. I'm not even trying to be funny. I really feel like when these people come on here and say, "Oh, I'm 22, I'm 30," I don't buy because it's like the way that they act. Like I'm really getting blamed for what somebody else did. This is really insane. Just another example that these Discord women will throw you away over anything, even things you didn't actually do. Dio, what would I look like if I'm in a VC with some people? Like you're in a VC with me, right? And you leave the VC, like you leave the VC, right? I'm in the VC with you. You leave the VC, and then other people that are in there start like bullying me, whatever that means. That's what I call it. And then I unfriend you because of what the other people were doing. This is crazy. And it's like I'm trying to say, these are your friends. I'm like, I don't even. You can look on my not look, but like when you're, you know how when you're friends with somebody on Discord and they have like a mutual, or whether you have someone who has a mutual friend with you, can like you click on their thing and they'll show you if they're friends with someone you know. I'm not friends with any of the people that were in that damn call except her, and that's why I said, man, I'm so sick of them. That sounds insane. It is. It sounds insane because it is insane. It's not as insane as the girl that thought I was her ex boyfriend who is being nicely quiet. Now that I sent this poem, that I guess blew her mind. It's not as bad as the one that told me all that personal stuff and then did her little like snake oil salesman thing of oh get mad at you for saying you miss me. But it's insane. It still is insane nonetheless. I'm saying I can't go one day on that site. It really feels like I can't go more than maybe 48 hours on that site without there being some drop. And it's like you don't even have to do anything. You can just be somewhere and they will do this. Do you think I'm kidding? This is the second Monday in a row that one of them has like popped up and appeared. And like while I'm streaming, they start writing weird stuff. Last Monday you had the girl talking about I don't want to VC with you because I just don't feel comfortable letting anybody hear my voice. Da 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 da. Now you have this one who's talking about being bullied after I left by my friends. Even you can look on my you can see well before she unfriended me that I wasn't friends with any of these people. So it's just I guess every Monday, there's going to be some crazy lady that comes and sends me messages about how I'm doing her so wrong, or I did something so awful, or some other like off-putting comment that's going to just annoy me, and I'll be writing back, responding to it, and it'll distract me for the time being. It's crazy. Like they just never let up with this weird stuff. Oh, they love drama, but like I like it when at least the drama makes a little bit of sense. Like if I came up to this person, I was like insulting them, and they got mad at me. Okay, fine, whatever. But it's like you're mad at me for something someone else did. They absolutely love drama, man. They thrive on it. They crave mayhem. Dude, I'm telling you, I can't do go 1 week without something weird happening on there. My ex got mad at me over something that happened in her dream. Oh well, my I mean, I already told you what happened with me. This person thinks I'm their ex and is like talking to me as if we dated when we didn't because she's so damn paranoid that she thinks everybody that messages her is part of this grand conspiracy to that by her ex-boyfriend to I guess keep tabs on her or something. Man, this is crazy. Like, just it never stops. Oh man, what is she typing up now? Why do you think those are my friends? I'm not causing anything. I just, God, this is so stupid, man. I'm getting kind of annoyed now. You know what? No, you couldn't hear me because I just went to this VC to try and quell this issue. Look, man, I'm just gonna put it to you like this: that unfortunately, and I say this with complete sincerity, we are living in an era where people are very irrational. They don't think critically. They're extremely unfair, and they're just not interested in giving you a fair shake or in giving you any like discretion. It's not rational to blame me for what someone else did when you know I wasn't even there, but got hit by the blame stick anyway. It's not fair to like you know lash out at me for something someone else is doing, but we've seen it now twice in the last must be 4 or 5 days. And at least the other girl, her excuse is like, I believe you're my ex-boyfriend. This one knows that I wasn't like I've been in this damn stream now for over an hour, and this girl thinks that I'm part of some group of guys. Your friends. Like, what are you talking about? But no, you couldn't hear me because I muted my mic to join the thing and classic main character syndrome. They make me feel like a main character. I tell you, like, imagine like you leave a call. I left a call to do this stream, right? We've been here talking for an hour, and you get blamed for the things other people are doing. That is crazy. Also thinks everybody's conspiring against her. Yeah, this one thinks the same thing, but it makes even less sense because remember, this is a call that I left over an hour ago. Like, I want you to think about this. I leave this call an hour ago. You join my stream, right? You say good morning. We have been sitting here talking now for over an hour. And after a whole hour has eclipsed us, I start getting some DMs. You and your friends. I'm like, wait, what do you mean? Just leave me. And then I look and I see, oh, damn, she unfriended me after accepting my friend request, what, 2 hours ago? Like, this is starting to get all kind of out of hand because I keep saying I'm not friends with these people. I'm not involved with these people. It is factual that I'm not even, I wasn't even in a damn call when they started doing this. Your friends, you're probably in on it with them. Your pals did this. I'm like, girl, what more do you want from me? I'm saying I don't condone it. And dude, this isn't some little kid. This is a supposed 30-year-old woman. God, man, you know what? So here's what I'm probably gonna do. Dio, we don't really have that much like, it's not really that big of a stream anyway. It's like just you and I talking. Um, I'll probably I asked, what can I do to prove that I'm not like part of the group? She goes, I don't know. Because again, it's like stupid. But in all likelihood, I'll probably wrap the stream up soon and then go and like look into this and I mean, hey, if anything, it's gonna make for some good content, right? Because it's like what more can you do with these bastards? You can't be friends with them. You can't talk to them like civilized people who can, listen to things and get, their position adjusted based off of what information is available to them or what evidence you present. So you just have to sit back and laugh at the insanity. Um, But no, when you couldn't hear me, that was me joining the call because I was like, "What is going on?" I left this call. It was like 7 people in there. Nobody was even talking barely. And then I'm getting these like messages condemning me for my friends and leave me alone and da, 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 and I'm like, what the hell? So I joined that call that she's in, and I'm hearing about this guy said this guy did that, and I'm like, okay, okay, I don't approve of any of this, but I didn't do it. Your friends. It's like, well, hell, what? How do you do that? How do you blame somebody for what they did? Yeah, they intentionally tie up all your other options. God, man. This almost feels like a troll. Like I can't believe like an actual adult woman is telling me have fun with your friends. It's like Jesus Christ, they're not my friends. I don't even like using biblical figures' names in vain like that, but it really is pissing me off, man. How many times do you have to say to someone, I don't know these people, I don't support what they did. Jesus, you just like I So look, Dio, again, I'm not going to go for that much longer anyway because I feel like after Saturday we did a stream that was longer than like most movies, and in some cases some TV seasons. So if you want to go and watch that one, which was me like talking more in depth about the insanity of this other lady, be my guest. I think we're pretty much done here. Um, Started this a little bit later than usual. Thought maybe we'd get some more people. It is what it is. I know how these sites are to me. It's the algorithm and all the rest of that good stuff. So if you have anything else left to say it now, or we can wrap this up because I want to see what the hell is going on in this stupid server. I got all my equipment lined up to launch my investigation. We can have. Oh wow. They say I can't even go into the VCs because of you and your friends, so I don't know what to do now. We can have a private VC that way. They can't. She's not going to accept this, but I'm gonna just write anyway. That way they can't mess it up. Why do you think I'd God so paranoid? I apologized for what they did. They're not. God, man, these people, they don't even. You're watching in real time the insanity. Dude, I'm not even trying to like turn this into a boring stream where it's just me typing, but it's almost like they are begging for there to be a sequel to like Discord, like women worse you could like I'm not kidding when I tell you it's like there is some external force inside of them that just pushes for the most irrational, crazy decisions. Okay, these guys are messing with you in this call, and that's bad, and I condemn it. But you're still going to say they're my friends and blame me. And I'm telling you, this is crazy. Somebody tells you, like, hey, do you want me to go in there? It's not gonna make a difference. And then you like leave the thing. You didn't even stand up for me. Like, well, I mean, you told me not to. Well, if we do a private call, they can't bully or bother you. Uh, if you don't want to, fine. Whatever makes you most comfortable. Like I said, man, I'm so past the point with these people. Like everything is just so unstable. Like I'm in this VC with this person and we're getting along pretty well. You know, against my better judgment, I send them a friend request. They accept it. We start, we're just like talking, hanging out, whatever. And I say, oh man, it's almost time for me to go do a stream. And then as I'm streaming, there's some kind of major, huge, big scandal drama popping off, stuff I'm not even involved with, right? And then as I go back and I'm like talking to him, this person said this about me. And they was like, okay, this is bad. I don't like it, but why the hell did you unfriend me for something that I wasn't even involved with? Like, what was your logic for doing that? They made it so bad. It's like, okay, but what why did you retaliate against me exactly? I don't quite understand. God, there is just a never-ending spate of these angry, quick to throw you in a trash can chicks. It's nuts. Like, I'm not even kidding. You can have some woman and you will just say hello to her. Give it 2, 3 hours. She has unfriended you. She has blocked you. Like, this is an extreme level of irrationality that is almost, I can't believe it. Then let's have, and you can see for yourself. So again, like I'm supposed to believe this is a 30-year-old woman. I feel like if she's 30, I must be 300 because there's like I just this level of like lacking logic and irrationality it's incredible to me. It doesn't even seem like something any functioning adult would think makes sense. Like, oh, they bullied me out of being in the VCs. Okay, well, we can have a private one if you think everyone is trying to get you, and there's this great uh, campaign to just make you feel uncomfortable. Well, if we have a private one, you're probably going to tell them what I said. Like, there's not really. I'm not affiliated with these people at all. I just happened to be in this call that had multiple people in there. So, oh man, they can. It's really crazy when someone doesn't want to do something. They can put up every irrational, nonsensical, insane motive in their head to just push you away. It's really sad. Just like this. Let this be known as the stream that was interrupted by some scandal that I had nothing to do with, but received the blame for nonetheless. And this is technically the second time in 4 days that I have been blamed for something I did not do. First, I was accused of being someone's ex boyfriend. Now I'm accused of being, I guess, co conspirator in the harassment of some girl or woman on some server that with a bunch of guys that I'm not affiliated with at all. They're not on my friends list, but these are my friends. So it's oh, here we go with that stupid thing. But yeah, Dio, thanks for showing up and just stay away from these people. They're poison.